Hey guys, back again with another video, and this is going to be a new series that I'm doing, and it's going to come at the end of every month, and it's something I thought about doing for a while, and I thought it might be fun to do, and it's basically going to be like a games of the month type video, where I'm basically going to go over every game that comes out in a given month, and I'm basically going to show gameplay of most of them, at least most of the big titles. I was thinking about doing gameplay for every single game, but that would just take too much time and effort. So, and I wanted to basically just go over the games, what I thought of them, and if I'm interested in them or not. And I figure this might be a good way to discover games that I hadn't heard of when I look at, the release dates for certain games. And so maybe you guys will find some games that you hadn't heard of and you might want to check out through these videos. And yeah, it's going to be in order from the date of release. So this is going to be for the games of May, the upcoming month. And there's going to be a video like this at the end of every month. And yeah, I'm basically just going to give my thoughts on each game that's coming out. Now, May is actually a pretty barren month for me. There's going to be a lot of games to cover here, but honestly, there's probably only one. There's like two games I'm kind of interested in, but I think they're both gonna drop in price pretty rapidly. So I'm probably not gonna get them on day one. So yeah, I'm probably actually not gonna buy a single game on May, which is kind of weird for like the first month that I'm doing this video series for. But there are some heavy hitters this month. Certainly some games that I think a lot of people are gonna get or plan to pick up. But yeah, let's jump right into things. So on May 3rd, we have Battleborn, and this is done by Gearbox, and they're known for the Borderlands series. And from what I've seen, this seems to be like a mix of like a MOBA and then like Team Fortress 2. It's very multiplayer focused. There was a beta that went on not too long ago, but I'm not sure the reception that this game got. I don't know if people are actually hyped for this game. There's a game later coming in May later that I think more people are excited for. That's fairly similar. To be honest, I can't say I'm too interested in this one because it's such a multiplayer focused game, and I've just never been into those types of games. This is also the type of game that I can see dropping in price very quickly. Whether it has longevity to it, I have no idea. If you like multiplayer games, though, this might be good. I don't know. I gotta say, I don't really like the whole art and sense of humor that it has. It's really off-putting to me, and I've never been crazy about Borderlands in the first place. So yeah, not really for me this game, but it's certainly one of the bigger titles of May. I would say. Also on May 3rd, we have Gigant. I think that's how you pronounce this. And this is a game that's going to go under the radar. It's only on the Vita. And like with most games on the Vita, it seems, it's a first person dungeon crawler. And it's actually only getting a digital release in North America, which I'm sure is probably going to bum out a lot of people that wanted to get this physically. And I know there's a lot of people that love dungeon crawlers on the Vita, or basically Japanese games in general on the Vita. I must say, the art style, I really like the art to this game. It reminds me a little of Time and Eternity on the PS3. But the actual like environments are kind of bland looking, like with a lot of first-person dungeon crawlers. But the character art, like the enemy art, I think is quite nice. I don't know if this is going to be a good game or not. I'm not going to get it. I'm just not crazy about first-person dungeon crawlers. It's always been one of those genres that I feel like I should love, but I just haven't been able to get into them. I've tried so hard, and it's just I don't think any of them have really gelled with me. I think the closest is like Shin Megami Tensei 4, but I wouldn't call that a pure dungeon crawler, and it's not a first-person dungeon crawler. Like first-person dungeon crawlers, especially, I have a hard time getting into. But if you like first-person dungeon crawlers and Japanese RPGs, this might be good. I don't know. I haven't heard any impressions out of Japan because I think it's been out in Japan for quite a while, but. Yeah, it's always good that we're getting niche games like this on the Vita, even though it's only coming out digitally. Also on May 3rd, we have Shadow Complex Remastered coming for the PS4, and this is a game that's been on the Xbox 360 for a long time, released on PC fairly recently. It's basically a Metroidvania, and it's got this really ugly Western look to it, like this whole Western style, because it was obviously it's a Western developed game. I played it on 360. I didn't like it was okay. The gameplay was decent enough. But the whole like look to the game, I just did not care for. The story is really bad. There's some cool weapons for you to use, but it's it's decent. But I think you can do far better for Metroidvania type games, especially with how many there are these days. They were a little more rare when this first came out, but yeah, it is nice that it's coming out on PS4, so it can get a new audience.
Let her go! See ya!
Also on May 3rd, man, a lot of games coming out on this day, is Super Hot for the Xbox One. Now, this game's already out on PC. I don't know if that's actually coming to PS4. I'll have to look at that because this is actually a really awesome game. I've played most of it at a friend's place, and I really enjoyed it. I think this is actually one of the more unique games to come out this year. Where it's there's been like a demo version that's been on the PC for quite a while, but it can be a little hard to explain where basically time only moves when you move, and you kind of have to dodge bullets, and you can like throw weapons at your enemies and kind of like steal their weapons in midair. There's all sorts of cool special effects going on. It's hard to describe the actual gameplay to this game. You really have to play it yourself, but it's really cool, and it's unlike anything out there. Now the full game has like this interesting story to it as well, even though it's a fairly small game. There's some challenge modes, but the actual story mode is not going to take you too long to get through, and it's got this striking look to it as well. But it plays really well, and it's just a really fun, unique experience. And I haven't really talked about it on the channel all that much, so it's nice that it's actually finally coming to a console. Because yeah, I feel like not like it came out on PC and a few people talked about it, but not enough. I feel. I think this game is going under the radar a little bit. Now, if it ever does come to PS4, I think it's going to get an even bigger audience there, and I think more people would be talking about it if it was on PS4. But it's certainly worth taking a look at. Like it's as far as first-person shooters go, it's one of the more inventive ones to come around in quite some time. Though I would actually consider it a puzzle game. Oddly enough. But yeah, Superhot is actually a really cool game. And the big game of May, of course, Uncharted 4. Pretty much everyone that owns a PS4 is going to be buying this game, except for me. As you guys know by now, I'm just not a fan of this series. Uncharted 2, in my opinion, is the most overrated game of all time. This series, I hate. I can't stand it. But a part of me wants to at least give this game a shot because it doesn't seem as linear as the previous games. It actually seems to give you the chance to explore your environment, and the enemy AI just seems a lot better than in previous games. And look at the environment you're seeing now with this gameplay, how open it is, and apparently there's just multiple ways to to complete your objectives and to take down enemies, and apparently there's a lot of dynamic enemy encounters in this game where each time you play it, it's not going to play out the exact same way twice, which, well, that was one of my big problems with the previous games. So in that regard, it looks better than the other Uncharted games. But I still have no investment with the story and characters. I've always hated that part of it. And I don't know, the actual shooting in these games to me has just never been good. They've just always felt like terrible to me. But yeah, enough ranting. I don't want to take away the enjoyment that you guys are going to get from this game. If you're excited for this game, that's awesome. I hope this game lives up to the hype. I mean, it's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of delays for this game. I really do hope it turns out good, and fans of the series really enjoy it. But yeah, I can't see myself picking this up. I'm probably one of the very few people that isn't going to get it. Now, if it drops in price, like if it's like $20, and then maybe I'll get it. But yeah, I'm expecting this game to review like crazy. It's going to be getting 10s and 9s all over the place, and people are going to call it a revelation in gaming. And like, I don't know. To me, that's bullshit. I don't even have to play the game to know that that's a little like it's just going to be ridiculous. I think this game's going to be overpraised. But I gotta say, it does look more enjoyable than the previous games in the series. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to be getting it, but yeah, it's certainly the biggest game of May by far. On May 13th is Doom. Yeah, this game has been in development for a long time. And yeah, there was actually a beta recently, but it was a multiplayer beta, so I wasn't too interested in it. But this is a game that I actually might end up picking up. We'll see, depending on the impressions from other people. Like normally, I don't look at reviews too much, but I don't like. There's a few reviewers where I kind of trust their opinion, but I mostly look at reviews just to see what the game's like. Like like you get a better sense of what the game's like. I think looking at all the different sorts of reviews that are out. But yeah, Doom is kind of a nostalgic series to me. I grew up with the original Doom. I played it quite a bit when I was a kid. And yeah, first-person shooters, I haven't been into them for a long time, but the new Wolfenstein game, The New Order, I picked that game up on release. Like, I'm weird in that way, where it's like, if it's a new entry in one of the nostalgic series for me, as far as first-person shooters go, I tend to gravitate towards them. But like I don't know, as I've gotten older, I've just kind of gotten more into RPGs rather than first-person shooters, and the genre has really gotten stagnant lately. Like there hasn't been much innovation, and there just hasn't been many good first-person shooters, in my opinion. But this looks like it looks like it's staying true to the roots of the series. Very fast-paced action. It looks more like Doom 3, compared to the first two Doom games. But yeah, the level design seems like it's going to be quite simple. Obviously, they can't really. They're not going to go back to like the maze-like environments of the first game. But it looks super gory. The weapons look pretty fun to use. It looks like a fun game. I don't know if it's the type of game I really want to pay full price for, because I'm just going to be playing the single player campaign. I have no interest in the multiplayer component of the game, which is like that's what they've shown the most gameplay for, and obviously they've had the recent beta for that too. They haven't shown a whole lot of single player stuff other than like the reveal at I think it was E3, the last E3. But yeah, I don't know if this is going to be a good game or not. I guess time will tell. I think this game is either going to be like surprisingly good or kind of just not that great. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Hopefully this turns out good, because I'm kind of itching for like a good first-person shooter. It's just they're so rare these days. But yeah, I do have an interest in this. I do, but I'm definitely reserving my judgment on this one. I'm staying cautious, but I mean from the gameplay it looks pretty good. I gotta say it does look pretty decent, but yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. On May 17th is Homefront: The Revolution, and this is a game I had heard about, but I hadn't looked too much into it. And one of the interesting things about this game is the developer. I don't remember the name at the moment, but it's a lot of guys that were originally at Free Radical, and they're known for the Time Splitters games. And a lot of the people that worked on GoldenEye and Perfect Dark moved on to Free Radical. and worked on the Time Splitters games. Of course, they were also responsible for Haze on PS3, which a lot of people hated. But I've always wondered where a lot of those guys went, and apparently they've been working on this game. And it's weird because it's a follow up to the game Homefront Last Generation, which was a first person shooter that didn't get much praise. That I'm surprised they greenlit a sequel to that game, honestly. Although I actually don't know if this is a direct sequel or not. The concept of this game is actually sort of interesting, with like an alternate reality 2029 where North Korea invades the United States. And it takes place in Philadelphia. It's kind of an interesting concept, especially when you look deeper into what the story's like, which I did. Now, the actual gameplay itself looks fairly standard, and like it's a military shooter, which I like. That's like one of my least favorite types of shooters or games in general. Like anything military is just really not my style. And like the actual gunplay looks okay. Visually, it doesn't look too impressive. I don't know. It looks like the actual gameplay looks kind of generic, and I don't know. It doesn't look that fun to play, and I even though the concept's cool, I'm betting the story's not going to be all that great. I can't say I have much interest for this one. Now, if this game comes out and it surprises people and people like really love it, like maybe it's like another Spec Ops: The Line, then maybe I'll see about picking it up. But I can't say I'm too excited about this one. But I'm glad I did look into it a little more because I did learn some interesting things about it for sure.
Please, someone has to help us.
On May 17th, we also have Shadow of the Beast, and this game I had seen before. I had seen some gameplay clips of this, and what I didn't know is that it's a reimagining of Shadow of the Beast on the Commodore Amiga, and I guess that game was ported to a bunch of other systems, like Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, which surprises me because I've never heard of it, surprisingly enough, and I'm a huge fan of the Super Nintendo, but this game actually doesn't look too bad. I don't know if I would buy it, but it looks okay. It seems to be a side-scrolling hack-and-slash game. The combat looks really brutal, like really gory. It looks fun. There's some quick-time events that I'm not crazy about. Like I thought we were done with quick-time events, but apparently not. There seems to be some exploration and puzzle solving that you do sometimes. It doesn't look like the most original game out there. I mean, we've seen this type of game before, but I don't know. It just looks like it's fun to play. I kind of like the look to it too. I kind of like the visuals that it has. Now, this is a digital game. It's digital only, PS4 exclusive. I guess I'll have to wait and see until it comes out and see what the impressions are. But who knows? Maybe this could be like a surprise hit. It doesn't look amazing, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible either. So yeah, Shadow of the Beast. Maybe some of you guys haven't heard of this, but it was definitely cool seeing a little more of it in action.
Score, and it becomes the focus of all of the engagement. It allows you to buy things in our Wisdom of Shadows, which is an area which has got lots of upgrades.
Also on the 17th is Valkyria Chronicles Remastered for the PS4. Now, I got this on Steam not too long ago, so I'm not going to be picking up the PS4 version, but I know quite a few people who are interested in this, and I think it's good because it's going to get more people playing this series in general. It's one of those series that a lot of people want to see like a new entry for, and with the PS4's install base, a lot of people are going to get into this game for the first time. I still need to play it. I haven't played it. I know it's one of those games that just, everybody seems to love. And it's always been a really cool looking game to me. It's certainly unique. There's still not too many games like it, but there have been a few games that have been inspired by it, especially with its some of its game mechanics. But definitely one of the bigger titles of PS4 because I don't know. I know a lot of people are excited for this.
fighters currently in pursuit.
On May 24th is Overwatch, Blizzard's new game, their new IP. And after Uncharted, this is probably going to be the second biggest game of the month. In fact, it actually might be the biggest because it's launching on 3 different platforms. Now, there's a lot of hype for this game. The beta was on recently. I think it was only for PC, though. But this game is releasing on Xbox One and PS4. No, I unfortunately I can't say I'm interested in this game. It just does not appeal to me. It's basically Blizzard's version of Team Fortress 2, and I was never a fan of that game. In fact, I kind of hate that game. I kind of don't like it at all. And now this is probably better. It's probably more accessible. Blizzard's games are always great at being really accessible, and I'm sure it's gonna be a fun game for people that really like multiplayer focused games. But yeah, I don't know, not really my type of game. It's one of those games where I'd like to play at a friend's place or something like that just to give it a chance. Like, maybe it would end up surprising me, but I'm definitely not going to be paying a full price for it when it launches. But I am curious to see the impressions on it. Like, I'm curious to see the reviews for it when it comes out. I'm certainly going to be interested to see who's going to be playing it too. But yeah, Overwatch, definitely one of the more yeah. It's unique because Blizzard. They haven't done a new IP in a long ass time. I mean, it's pretty interesting in that way. So I'm certainly excited to see how it's going to turn out. But yeah, unfortunately not my type of game.
Pardon me. Y'all had it coming. Yeah, let's pick it up.
Also on May 24th is the new Ninja Turtles game, developed by Platinum Games, and I'm actually looking forward to this game. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up yet. There's still the off chance that it could be another Legend of Korra, a Platinum game that's just not that good. But it looks really fun. It looks like this fun co-op beat-em-up, and I loved the Ninja Turtles growing up. I always loved those old Ninja Turtles games. Some of those are, like, the Turtles in Time is one of my favorite games of all time. So I'm very interested to see how this turns out. There's a really good chance I'm picking this game up. I'm sure it's probably going to be a short game, but I don't know. It's Platinum, man. I just really like their games, and this is like that perfect combination. I think this is going to be one of the best Ninja Turtles games since like the originals. So yeah, this is actually, out of all the games this month, this is the one, surprisingly enough, I think I'm looking forward to the most.
You're in the king's turn now.
Okay, guys, so those are all the May releases that I'm interested in, and like those are like the big releases. Those are the ones that I got gameplay for, because there's too many games in a given month to do to show gameplay footage and talk about them all. So I'm gonna briefly go over the rest of the ones that I found here. I know some of them. I looked into all of them to see what types of games they were, so I can describe them a little bit. But these are just kind of the random games. So I apologize if one of these games you're really looking forward to, but I guess these are kind of the ones I considered minor. But we have a game called The Park on May 3rd for PS4 and Xbox One. And this is like an exploration-based horror game where you're walking around a haunted amusement park. It came out on the PC like earlier in the year, I think. Mixed reviews on that game. Apparently it's not that good. So yeah, that's coming out. A game called Kathy Rain on May 5th for the PC. And this is like an old school point and click adventure game. It looks like it's straight from the 90s. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. It looks like a detective mystery type game. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. I didn't grow up with a whole lot of those games, and I think they're kind of dated now. But hopefully that game makes use of a lot of like the advancements. Hopefully it's not too old school, because a lot of those old school point adventure games are a little bullshit with their puzzles. But another game is Stellaris on the PC. That comes out on May 9th. That's like a space sim game. You get a lot of those types of games on the PC. I guess they're called 4X games. I think that's the term for them. Not my type of game, but I know some people are really into those. On the 3DS on May 13th, we have Disney Art Academy, which, yeah, I could care less. A game called Goliath comes out on May 12th on the PC. That looks like this game where you're like building mechs, and it's got some crafting elements where you're finding like blueprints and materials to kind of create your mechs. It looks like the art style is really ugly, and it doesn't look that fun to play. I don't know. That game looks kind of meh. And that it's like one of those games that there's so many games. There's also like a bunch of games I don't have listed here that are coming out on Steam. Like there's so much garbage that gets put on Steam every month. So obviously I'm probably gonna miss some of the games that are coming out in May. On May 18th on PC, we have a game that came out on Vita and PS3, I think. This is a weird ass name. HTOL numbered NIQ Firefly Diary. Yeah, a really fucking terrible name for a game. And this is like a puzzle platformer type game. Now, I know Crack Lotus played this on the Vita, and I think I remember he didn't like it too much. So, yeah, I don't know about that, but at least it's good that it's coming out on Steam. It's always good to see Japanese games coming out on Steam. Total War Warhammer is coming out on May 24th for PC. Obviously, like a real-time strategy game. Not my thing, but that might be a big game for some people. Dead Island Definitive Edition comes out on May 31st for PC, PS4, Xbox One. Dead Island's not that good. It's not that good of a game, at least in my opinion. I don't know what the Definitive Edition adds, but it's coming out. If you know, those of you, if you're out there that didn't play Dead Island, it looked good to you. I guess this is coming out, but and the last game is One Piece Burning Blood for PS4, Vita, and Xbox One. I forgot to put the date here, but whatever. I think it was May 31st. One Piece games, like at this point, One Piece game is like a sports game to me. I mean, they're coming out yearly, and I could really care less. That's one of those anime that have gone on forever, and it's still going on. Like I really don't understand the appeal in any type of show that goes on for that long. Like, but if you're a One Piece fan, that's coming out. I don't know if it's good or not, but yeah, that's all the releases for May. This video is actually longer than I thought. But it was enjoyable to do. Tell me what you guys thought of it. Did you enjoy it? I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing it. It's just this is kind of a test, I guess, a test video to see what the reaction is. But yeah, I guess that's it, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.